Natalie Haddad is standing by from the hospital where victims were taken. First, though, let's go live to Megan Mitchell, live at the police department. Megan, you were at the scene earlier. What can you tell us?
Yeah, we just have new updated numbers in for you. Good morning to you. So now we know it was originally 8. 11 people have been shot in this neighborhood of Como here in Fort Worth. We now know that 3 people have died from their injuries, and it was a chaotic scene. Even when we were there 30 minutes ago, I mean, we could still hear those firecrackers going off, what sounded like gunshots or firecrackers. We couldn't even make it out at that point, but police were starting to take that crime scene tape down. At this hour, we know a number of things. As I mentioned, those updated numbers, but we also are aware of how this started. So that gunfire erupted just before midnight after what was supposed to be a celebration. Now, in the Como neighborhood, they have their annual party on July 3rd. It's supposed to be a joyous occasion. It's a long-standing tradition in this historic neighborhood. Fireworks were lighting up the night sky, and people were gathered for a barbecue. That quickly turned into panic as gunfire erupted. It was just a terrifying moment for folks as those shots rang out. People scrambled to safety, trying to get away. The situation became even more chaotic as medical professionals from MedStar were unable to even access the scene because of those crowds. Police had to then load up victims into their squad cars and get them away from the scene so that they could get those victims into an ambulance. Police say it was just chaotic.
A lot of vehicle traffic, a lot of foot traffic. As you can tell, still fireworks were being shot off. Lots of people just trying to flee the area from the multiple gunshots. So it was difficult for them to navigate quickly into the area.
Now that motive is unknown right now. We're also not sure how many people are suspects in this case, if there were people perhaps firing at each other. Of course, that's all stuff that we're working to find out from Fort Worth police. What we do know, as I mentioned right now, is that 11 people were shot in the Como neighborhood overnight. 3 people have died. Of course, we'll keep you updated from our end when we get more information, but we also know that there were 8 victims that were taken to the hospital. Let's go now to our reporter, Natalie Haddad, who's at JPS. Natalie, what have you seen there?
Hi, Megan. We do not know how many of the overnight shooting victims have come here to JPS Hospital. We do not know their conditions, and we do not know if any of the victims brought here are among the 3 who died in those overnight shootings. Now, the scene here has significantly quieted down. Police are still here, but the crowd of people that were seemingly waiting for updates in the parking lot, and there was many, finally left after several hours. Now, during those several hours, even while we were here, we got here around 3 a.m., we heard several rounds of rapid gunfire in the neighborhood this hospital is in. We were hoping it was fireworks, but Fort Worth PD did respond to a gunfire call nearby. The people here that were waiting in the parking lot were certainly aware of it, but still they stayed. Now, for many hours this morning, the scene was quite active. There were significantly more police. Cars were steadily coming in and out of the parking lot. There is still crime scene tape here on the property. Right outside the emergency room doors, there is a car that that investigators were taking pictures of and had the crime scene tape surrounded in. And as law enforcement came in and out of the emergency room, we saw them look into other cars parked in the parking lot. Now, again, we don't know how many of the overnight shooting victims are here at JPS Hospital. We do not know their conditions, and we also don't know if any of those brought here are among the 3 who died, but we will keep you posted right here on WFAA. Cleo, I'm going to send it back to you in studio.
Natalie, thank you. Still a lot of questions that need to be answered there. You know, just 2 years ago, 8 people were shot near a car wash in Como just hours after the first ever ComoFest. No one died. Police say multiple people fired weapons, but the shootings had nothing to do with the event itself.